Welcome all to Let's Get It, where we attack today's local or national hottest sports topics. I'm your host, Randy Dutkin, and let's get after it.
Good morning, Let's Get It fans. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Randy Dutkin, along with my co-host and producer, Jason Bryce, and of course, Coach Marcus Bullock, coming to you on a cold Sunday morning, but we're going to get into it. Got a great show ahead. Going to be joined by a good friend and guest, Sean Lee. Sean's big Eagles fan, big Philly sports fan, big Sixers fan too, though, Jay. So we'll get into that. And he also is going to have a little bit of insight on that Damar Hamlin injury from some experience with his own career working in the emergency room in the hospitals. But it's been a good week. It's going to be a good time. As always, we like to check in. Jay, how you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know, listen, we was almost 100% perfect on the cues, but you just missed that last cue. I went like this.
Yeah.
You saw that. You're right. You missed. It's all
That's
good.
Why I was ready.
Right. It's all good though, man. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'm doing well. Doing well. Just trying to get better, man. Like, I was sick, man. Like, I think everybody. It reminds me of like last year. Last year was what, Omicron?
Yes.
Yeah. So this year, I don't know what it is though, but it's some new cron. And I don't know, man. Like, I thought I had the flu, then I thought I had strep. I don't know what I had, bro, but they told me it was a sinus infection. And, so, I mean, I'm definitely on the mend. I'm feeling better. Happy New Year to everybody. 2023, which is crazy because I put the wrong date up on the show, too, right?
That's not the first time.
You know what I'm saying? Ouch. Okay. And then also, I don't know about y'all. Have y'all been, it takes you a little while to get used to.
Still write 22, yeah.
You're still writing 22, right? I wrote some checks. They was like, listen, hold up. I can't cash this because it's over a year old. I'm like, how you think? I just wrote yesterday. They're like, nah, it's 2022. I'm like, okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, I'm doing well, man. Just, it's early, though. It is early. I've been up since 5:30. Yeah, 5:30.
What were you doing up that early?
You know what it is? First, you're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? You'll get there. What we call the circadian rhythm or circadian clock. It just automatically wakes you up. I don't need alarm clocks. You still need an alarm clock, right?
No.
Oh, you get up automatically?
I mean, for the most part.
Okay, then you still need one. So I don't need one at all. Okay. How about you, Coach?
It depends on what time I have. Like, see, here's the thing, though. It's weird because if I have to get up at a certain time, I stress out about not getting up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it, keeps me up, all night. So,
right. So then, right.
Yeah. I guess I don't need one.
Right. See,
I set one, but I usually am up before it even goes up.
Before it even goes up. See, I don't even set one. You know what I'm saying? I'm up.
Yeah, that's like me.
But particularly, last night was we celebrated my daughter's birthday. Our daughter's birthday is Reagan is turning 7 tomorrow. So we had a little Applebee's and, a little, treat. And then, of course, you celebrate, you start out with a little Michelob Ultra, you know what I'm saying? Then you might graduate to a little Johnny Walker Black. And then, you know what? I got this straight from out of Salem County. I got this moonshine. So I kind of woke up, mixing. I forgot that moonshine is a light alcohol, and then I had dark, and then sometimes when you do light and dark, it's not really the best thing sometimes. So that's why I was up.
Correct. So what flavor?
Lemon. I fell in love with it. I never really got into it. Well, at first I'm from New York, so we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But when I had it down here, I had a little taste. I was like, wow, I really like this thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. And then I put a little lime juice in it. Please. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? Good. Delicious. I can't even.
I've always been a fan of the apple pie moonshine.
That's what I was about to say. Apple pie is good.
So you guys know about it.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, like where have I been?
Yeah, there's one that they sell.
I don't like apple pie though, but where have I been though?
There's one they sell in the store. It's like called Old Smoky, and they have. I know they have the apple pie. I don't even know the other flavors.
Okay. Wait, they don't sell apple pie in the store though, do they?
No, it's apple pie flavor
in the store.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let me keep my mouth shut because I thought it was. I didn't know it was legal. I thought it was illegal. I don't know. I don't know.
I think
I'm thinking about the movie Life and whatever. They like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. You know,
I think it's all about the content too. Like as far as how much
okay.
alcohol content is allowed in that moonshine.
Oh, okay. So it's really smooth though.
Oh, yeah.
It really is smooth. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was really cool. I actually was kicking myself because I was like, damn, why did I get the Johnny Black? Wish I didn't get the Johnny. Because once I started dark, I stayed dark. I was like, yo, I should just had the beer, and then because lady brought me 2 beers by accident. So, I was like, yo, I'm not paying for the other beer. She said, no, I'm not. You're good. You can have any. I said, oh, okay. I sure will.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So, it's all good though. But other than that, I'm long-winded. So my kids at my school be like, yo, dang, Mr. Bryce, you always talking. I'm like, yo, listen, you know what? Yo, listen. Yo, I'm doing well though, brother, because that's what you asked me, right?
No, it's okay. I mean, I didn't even get to ask Coach how he was doing, but it's all right.
Right.
I'm doing well, man. All's
I was
good.
gonna say, how do you follow that up?
That must have followed that up. But no, all's good. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes.
Moonshine, so my man Shane Cleveland. Shane, if you're listening, you got to comment in on what flavor we had at your wedding, because I forget what it was. I don't think it was the apple pie one. I think it was something else.
Okay.
But that was unbelievable. So Shane, if you're listening, definitely comment in or send me a text. I forget what it was, but that one was like, that's what kind of got me even thinking about like, because it was like the same thing. It wasn't like like somebody just making it. It was like a store bought
Oh, okay.
brand, and they had a bunch of different ones, but there was one that was just phenomenal.
Really?
So
Okay.
I got to figure out what that one
Yeah.
was.
Once you get past the original taste, like for me, I mean, because I'm new to it, I'm a rookie with it, right? So once I got past the original taste, I was like, yo, I'm kind of grooving a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so I said, you know what? So now I'm trying to think, I'm like, I got to freak it how I like it. So I'm like, yo, you know what? If I got this lemon and I put that lime in it the way I like lime, yeah, I'll probably drink that all night, yo. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a smooth feeling. So, and mine's not coming out the store. Mine's in like mason jars or whatever. So I don't.
Oh yeah, that's
I don't know.
that's how you know you got good.
I don't know,
moonshine.
but yeah, mine's in like mason jars. You know what I'm saying? In fact, like I could be some more. So,
But even the ones in
if
the
that
store-
person listening, please,
The ones in the store now, they put in the mason jar.
Oh, they do?
So that you still have that same.
That same feel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I tell you, I think it's called Old Smoky moonshine.
Okay. Old Smoky.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
I still like my Brown. I still like my Glenfiddich. I still like my Macallan and Johnny Black. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like this moonshine thing too, bro. I do.
all right, we'll get on it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some today during the Eagles Giants game.
And listen, I've been up since 5:30.
You might not even make it.
No, I'll make it.
Okay.
But I'm chilling now. Like,
I got you.
I'm not, And again, this is all part of what we was talking about, Coach last. I kept saying I was getting right. Right.
This is all part of getting right.
So it's all part of getting right, man. Like, yo, I didn't even party on or do nothing on Friday, man. It's just gonna be Saturdays from now on. Saturdays, that's it. No Sundays, whatever. Just one day. That's it, man. Stay focused. You know what I'm saying? I got some new things going on, man. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to stay focused. Time to turn it up a little bit. You ever realize, like, we were talking about it before, like, yo, because I was sick, right? So I'm looking at some different footage and just things, even when I was with the guy in the guidance counselor office, man. Like, yo, a lot of stuff, you kind of get used to certain things. You know what? Bill Perks is a guy that we used to work with. You still work with, right?
Yes.
And he always says this analogy, right?
I know where you're going with this.
He talks about, for everybody that gets new, right? So this is the best job I ever had, by the way. It was second best, you know what I'm saying? Because I love my job now, right? But when all the new hires, right? They all go around, like, so it could be like 50 staff give you a piece of advice of what to, look forward to while you're here at this new company, right? And he's always like almost like the last to go, and he always says, this is like being a juggler or something like that.
Spinning plates.
And you're spinning plates.
Yep.
And you have to make sure that you're carrying each one so none of them fall. And you know what? That is a lot like life. And sometimes you could do that on cruise control.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I've been on cruise control, man. So, you know what I mean? So now it's like I feel re-energized enough to say, you know what? I got to turn it up. It's time to turn it up. You know what I'm saying? I got to turn it up. So I'm re-energized. I'm refocused. And I'm just ready to rock and roll, man. Re-energized. So anybody out there, I know my mind goes in a lot of different places because I got this self-diagnosed ADHD. But if you want to catch up, just put your sneakers on, man. You know what I'm saying? Catch up with me, man. You know what I mean?
You know what? When you just said that, my mind went to the food form of ketchup. And I was like, what is this analogy? If you want to catch a bunch of sneakers on. And I was like,
It's all right.
I thought you were throwing some counseling lingo
It's
at
gonna
me.
be it's gonna be all right.
I don't know why.
It's early.
I was going to say, I know.
Right.
I know. Well, I mean, I haven't really, said not a whole lot of caffeine yet.
Yeah, it's all
So-
right. Yeah, I just realized that caffeine's good for you.
Yeah.
I always thought it was bad for
Well,
you.
especially if you have ADHD.
Really?
Like, oh, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. But coffee, when I was younger, it was terrible.
Right.
And
You have it too?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the doctor would be like, give him a little bit of coffee. And
you'd be good to go.
it did help. Well, I mean, and then there was some other added, medicinal
Oh, wow.
things.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but,
Got you.
but no, man, things are good. I know those changes are good things. There's changes. I tried to
always
change
good.
up the soda and switch out the soda. So
Okay.
I've been drinking these things. They're like seltzers.
Yeah.
You know.
Bubbly.
Yeah.
Bubbly.
Yeah, this was bubbly and it has
Yeah.
caffeinated sparkling water.
Yeah, and it actually works too. You know what I'm saying? Like, because usually I take a Coke. I used to take Coke. Coke. Let me be clear, because when you say Coke,
A cola.
yeah, let me say Coca-Cola, particularly Coca-Cola. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that cures headaches or whatever. But that actually works very well too. I used to get that, and I like the grapefruit stuff. I like tart stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah, I used to get the grapefruit stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's good though, man. Yeah, just changes all around, man. Nothing but blessings, man. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Absolutely, bro.
So, well, I mean, speaking of blessings, the first thing that I can't even just start the show with anything talking about the Eagles or anything without talking about DeMar Hamlin,
Absolutely.
and that situation,
Absolutely.
And like I said, I know we're going to be joined shortly by one of our good friends. But now, did you guys see that live? Were you watching the game when that happened?
I started. It was a Sunday night game, right?
It was the Monday night.
Monday night game. So I was actually going to turn it on, and I was like, nah, because I was like, yo, I don't feel well. So I went to watching something else and whatever.
You're a big Buffalo fan too, because it's a New York team.
Well, I definitely was rooting for him, of course. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'll be honest with you. After the Eagles lost, what was that, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I don't really care about no other team right now. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't, but then when I turned it on to watch, I'm like, oh, snap. Like, what's going on? So it was already after the fact, and the ambulance is on the field or whatever. So just a terrible, terrible, terrible situation. Definitely hope him to continue. I want him to make that full recovery. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I hope they actually, figure out like what caused that, because that's very scary and dangerous for anybody to see. And if anybody has any loved one that's playing sports or a child or anything, that's like your worst fear.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Honest to God, it's like your worst fear. There'll be times when, particularly when Jay used to play little, and I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, please, God, just cover. Because, that's when Jay, he was like, I remember he go once and twice down the court, man. He pooped, man. You know what I'm saying? He pooped. I'll be like, oh, man, be with him, Father. You know what I'm saying? But, nobody wants that Hank Gathers type of situation ever happening. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely nothing but blessings to, this Hamlin, right? The Hamlin family, the Hamlin support system. Just hoping that you recover. First of all, I hear he's breathing well, and
He's doing more than breathing.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
It's unbelievable. His recovery.
Yeah, but definitely want to, let's get to the root.
Oh yeah,
of what happened. And they got the best doctors. When you're on them teams like that, they do extensive workups.
You know what's crazy, and obviously it's been said before, but it wasn't the doctors, it was the medical personnel and the training staff on that field that basically kept him.
Yeah. But they're doctors. They're kind of doctors too, though.
They
you know
are.
what I'm saying?
They are.
But what I'm saying, the doctors, as far as like finding out what's behind what happened. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the research.
Yeah, I mean it was a wild scene. Because I remember like when I was watching it live, and when it happened, you're like, oh man, he's down for another couple minutes, and it's just to see the development on the field. Scary.
It's scary, man. It really is scary. I mean, and I'm sure you guys have seen like high school injuries and stuff like that.
What's the worst injury that you either experienced or saw on a field?
So I guess it's kind of similar to this. We were playing, when I was in New Hampshire, we were playing Vermont, and which is a kind of a rivalry game. So it was intense. And something happened and they were going to the foul line. And so I was at, we have, our bigger guys underneath the basket. Then they have 2 guys. Then we had 2 guys. So I was one of the guys that was closer to the foul shooter. And the guy, not next to me, but on the other side from Vermont, kid's getting ready to shoot his foul shot. And he just collapses.
Oh, wow.
So it's very similar to this. Everybody rushes to the court, to the medical staff, and they get him. They get him up and they take him right to the hospital. And then we kind of because he walked out, on his own power. Yeah. But I don't want to speak incorrectly. He died an early death. Not that day or anything, but
later
he has passed since.
Oh, wow.
And it was a heart condition that
right,
so that was kind of and I think they knew that they were able to figure out what it was from that incident, but so that was kind of and then when I heard because I kind of forgot that happened, but then when I heard that he passed a few years back, it was oh wow, that was the beginning of it. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of I think the craziest thing I've been around.
What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I can't really remember. I know. I mean, one of our players. This is long time ago. He passed away. I remember us just really being sad because he, one day he's at practice and then next day it's yo, he died, and I'm like, what? What I'm saying, he had pneumonia. You know what I'm saying, you don't even know that. So, but recently I will say that I seen it was kind of scary, right? It was really scary. We were at a tournament actually, I think it was first weekend of the season down in Olympus. Mm-hmm. And this kid, don't really know him, but he's a good kid from what I hear. And then I spoke to him after the game, whatever. He's a great kid. And he just plays hard, right? Like almost like a Draymond Green, but he's really like a football player. You know what I'm saying? I think his name was Amari Smith from Salem. So he was hustling for a ball and, you know what I'm saying? Just in the heat of action. And Olympus's gym is it's a good gym, but it's you hit that wall, it's a wrap.
It's not forgiving.
It's a wrap. Yeah, it's not forgiving. But he didn't even go close to the wall, but he was battling for a ball, came down, and his head, bam, on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You heard it. You know what I mean? So he got up, and he was kind of dazed, and then he was going down and then he went down, you know what I'm saying? Because you could tell he was kind of concussed or at least, in shock or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that to me was a little scary, you know what I'm saying? Because it's wow, you're witnessing someone in the heat of a battle, giving it all they got. And then unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Thank God nothing else, came of it. But, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of scary or whatever, but other than that, no, I haven't really, thank God I haven't. I mean, the hang gathers was always traumatic for me because that was my team. I liked, Loyola Marymount, you know what I'm saying? Paul Westhead?
Westhead, yeah.
Westhead, right? Yeah, old Lakers coach, yeah. So, but yeah, it's all good though.
Yeah, I know. We see a comment here.
Yeah, I see with Matt Goldstein.
Yeah, you knew something was different about the Hamlin injury based on the players' reactions. Yeah. Something felt different, but how awkward was it for the announcers and media members that were asked to keep broadcasting without any updates on the situation? I felt bad for them. Yeah, that was definitely, and then there was the back and forth too. Appreciate Matt, the shout out. That wasn't tough too, is that there was debate of what they said, go back on the field, keep playing, not keep playing. I mean, at that point though, once he was carted off and you kind of saw what had happened, I thought there was no way they could keep that game going.
Yeah, and I think, and I don't really back the NFL for much of anything.
No, not.
But I don't think everybody's talking about. They were talking about a 5-minute warm up. I think that was the initial okay, this player's hurt, he's down for a little bit. We're gonna warm back up and then we'll play. I don't think anybody knew when that was initially spoken. I don't think people, even the people in the NFL or whoever was making those kind of thoughts, knew the full capacity of what was happening.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't think there's any way that with that anybody would have tried to play the game.
Yeah,
I couldn't honestly. When it came over I wasn't watching the game. It came over my phone and I tried my best to stay away from injuries. I don't know if you guys remember the
Clay.
not even Clay. I was okay with Clay. The kid from Louisville in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, with the leg injury?
The leg.
Ooh.
Like that. Like, I saw that live.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I was ready to throw up. And I'm watching
that bone
it through
came
the TV.
out of his
like
leg. That was, oh God.
So like that kind of stuff, or the one who got hurt in the USA, Paul George, when he got hurt in the USA game, like that kind of stuff. I can't watch that kind of stuff. So I didn't even turn it on. I was just kind of getting updates through the phone, but I can't. I don't do well with that kind of stuff.
Right. No, I don't blame you, bro, because I don't either.
No, I mean, and that was the thing. So, Sean, what's up, man?
What's good, guys? How y'all doing?
Oh, good. He can hear us. Hey, so I know you probably were jumped on and we're hearing a little bit. We're joined by Sean Lee. Sean is a good friend of mine. Sean's a huge Philly sports fan, huge sports fan in general, and he also is an RN, a very good RN. One of the best nurses I ever worked with. I know he had talked to me. He knew a little bit about the Damar Hamlin injury just from some of his experience. First of all, appreciate you joining us this morning. I know you've been watching the podcast for a while, when you had a chance to and always wanted to jump on. So I guess I'll get right into it with that injury, and then we'll get into your sports takes, of course, too. But, you had said that, like, with your experience, you kind of knew what happened right away.
Yeah. It was pretty, as soon as the way you see him kind of went limp, you knew something was an issue with his heart. I'll just give you an example. When I used to work in the emergency room, there was a medic phone, and we would pick up the phone and it would give us what the emergency was. And when they told us it was a cardiac arrest, the first thing that we would ask is downtime. How long has the patient been down? Whether it was 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or unknown. So for Damar, his downtime was, everyone's seen it right then and there. So once they were able to start CPR right away, I knew he had a good chance. Now, before everything happened, was actually at work, so I didn't know what had happened. I had thought the worst. I had thought that maybe he had passed away. But once I was able to get home and turn on ESPN and get an idea of what happened, I felt like he had a good chance. So I don't know if you want me to go further, but the main reason why we ask about downtime is because there's still fresh oxygen in the blood, in the body. So if you're able to start compressions right away, you still have that oxygenated rich blood that's in your body, and it can perfuse to all the vital organs like your brain, your kidneys, your liver, all those major organs that we know. So yeah, once I found out that he had CPR started right away and they were able to regain his his heartbeat back, I knew he had a good shot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all that information's definitely vital. No pun intended there.
Yeah.
And it was just something that we went through and you saw. Like, had you ever seen? We had asked the question a few minutes before on the show. What's the worst injury that you ever experienced or saw in person, Sean? Not in the emergency room necessarily. Like either watching a game that you can remember or playing in a game.
I remember playing in a game when I was in high school, and we had a player go down. He was a safety, and that was before they really started teaching the proper form of tackling, head up. I mean, they always taught it, but some coaches have been better with it than others. And this guy was a chronic head down, going head first, and this was before I had any medical experience because I was still in high school. But he went head down to tackle a guy, went into the guy's thigh and lost all movement. He was actually able to regain all of it back, but that was the worst one. We had expected the worst. We thought he was paralyzed, but it ended up just being a bruising of the spinal cord. And once the bruising went down, he had all his facilities back, able to move all his arms, legs, and things like that. But that's probably the worst injury I've seen in person.
Yeah, I know the football field prior to with them teaching a little, the more appropriate ways of tackling. So, but did you have any questions for Sean, Coach, or Jay? I know that.
I mean, first of all, listen, thank you for all that you do as far as your service as being the nurse and the first responder, and all that stuff. I mean, my thing is that do you treat or do you see, in your experience, do you see a lot of athletes with their different various injuries and stuff like that. And how is that, kind of, how do you handle dealing with that and dealing with, seeing people in that with that vulnerability, to be honest with you? Like, how do you handle that stuff?
It's tough. I mean, you see a lot of crazy things. As far as with the young athletes, it's very rare. I know we see it like a lot of these things on TV, and because it's on TV, we kind of see it more. But out in the field, it's pretty rare. Like the condition that DeMar has, only 10 to 20 of them are reported a year. And so you kind of get an idea. So you think, like, look at his situation. Only 10 to 20 are reported a year. It happened on national TV.
Right.
The odds of that are just crazy. Like 10 to 20, and then it's in the NFL, and it's a nationally broadcast game, and it happens right there in front of you. So extremely rare.
Right.
But as far as like the personal aspect of it, like you see as a nurse, you see some pretty tough situations. I remember working Christmas Day and watching, a person go into cardiac arrest, a middle-aged female go into cardiac arrest, who was about my mom's age at the time. And I seen her son, and her son was about my age, and it was just kind of like thinking like to myself, like, that could be me, So you really have to be like humble and, just thankful for each breath that you have, because in this field you do see a lot. And I know a lot of times we think about PTSD with, our police officers and our men in the military, but it happens a lot in the healthcare field too.
Right. No, that's why I said I wanted to start off with just thanking you for all that you do, man, because, having various people in the hospital, particularly even my son, and then, all my mother and all kind of family members, like, nurses are so vital to just society, but to the people. So I thank you. And just as a follow-up question, like, how did you handle all them sciences though, bro, in college though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anatomy and physiology was like, yo, you had to study like all the bones, yo. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I cheated my way through that and statistics, you know what I'm saying? But like studying all the bones, and it's almost like playing like Operation with yourself, you know what I mean? Like, how did you do all that? You got a love for it though, huh?
Yeah, man. A lot of long nights, man. A lot of long nights. I remember writing my notes out. I had like this little recorder, and I would read my notes and say them, and then I would go to sleep and put headphones on, and I would just listen to it as I was getting ready to I think subconsciously a lot of it got in that way, but just honestly, it ain't no real magic pill. It's just hard work, a lot of long hours of studying.
Got you. Good stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. Coach, I got a question for Sean. But anything you got for him?
Yeah. Can you kind of explain what the condition that they've said DeMar Hamlin has?
Yeah.
Can you kind of explain like what it is?
Yeah, it's excuse my pronunciation, but commotio cordis. So basically, it's Latin for agitation of the heart. So any trauma that happens to the chest, right over the chest, can cause the heart to go into a lethal arrhythmia, such as ventricular fibrillation or cardiac arrest. So the main thing is, like I said earlier, is getting CPR started right away. Having an AED available, which I believe they did have available. So what happens is, when the heart goes into cardiac arrest, the heart is pretty much just dead. So the only thing that will help is chest compressions and trying to get that heart. When the heart is in ventricular fibrillation, the heart is kind of just quivering. The heart has a natural rhythm to it. It's kind of boom, 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 boom. And so when the heart kind of just quivers like this, it's not doing anything useful. It's not having anything. So when the AED comes in, it kind of shocks that rhythm. And it actually knocks the heart into cardiac arrest with the hopes of it restarting again. It's with his condition, it's just agitation of the heart. So if you look at the tackle itself, you can see, like, from the angle that T. Higgins came in at, that it kind of was like right in his chest area. And so I'm thinking about like the position that he plays, and the way DBs tackle is usually like that. I don't know how many times he's probably had to make a tackle like that, because DBs usually when they come in, they're coming in for the legs.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably never really had his chest exposed, to make tackles like that. But yeah, it's just an agitation of the heart. You can see it in baseball too. Like if a pitcher is throwing a pitch and for some reason it gets past the catcher and that ball just goes boom right into the chest, it can cause a lethal arrhythmia such as ventricular fibrillation or go into cardiac arrest.
So if someone has commotio cordis, I think you said, if someone has that and they never really get hit, they won't even know it?
Yeah, that's the scary part about it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of times these are young, healthy males, and you just don't expect those things. It's so rare. You don't expect it from a young male who's like, these guys got the bodies of like Greek gods. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in the NFL they do a lot of medical workup, so they know everything about these guys' histories, from a bad tooth, So
Right.
they did a lot of workup on these guys because, just to put it in business terms, these guys are investments for them. They need them to be on the field. So yeah, that's the scary part about it. You wouldn't know until it happened.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's really awesome insight that you gave, and I know I learned a lot, and I know that was one of the main things you had said, that you could contribute, but there's a bigger aspect to what I also wanted to bring you on, because we've been talking for years that you're a huge fan of the Philly teams, and I want to ask you. But first off, I want to ask you, I know that you always talk about Doc, and you're always posting about Doc Rivers and the Sixers. So I want to ask your thoughts on the Sixers right now, and then, of course, the Eagles. But I want your thoughts on the Sixers right now.
Man, I'm so down on the Sixers, man. I'm really down on the Sixers. I'll be surprised if they make it out the first round. It just seems like they've gone backwards these past few years. Just the moves that they made, I really felt like they should have kept Jimmy Butler. The whole Ben Simmons fiasco, even though I think a lot of that was him, but there's some Sixer fault in that as well too. But yeah, I'm down on them. I'd have no expectations for them this year, really, none. I don't think they'll make it out the first round, to be honest with you.
But that was a very deep sigh. I mean, I think it was a good.
You know what though? I will say, Randy, he said like, yo, you really are a Philly fan, and that sounds like a Philly fan for me, because I'll be honest with you, bro. I actually, besides his latest loss with Zach LaVine, who I can just hear my boy. Shout out to Mr. Fitzpatrick at the school, man. He loves Zach LaVine, man. And well, I'm not sure if he loves him, but I know he wanted the Sixers to have him. And I was like, I always felt like he was overrated or whatever. But besides that,
He did. I mean, he went off though.
yeah. But what they had won a couple in a row. They won like 7, 8 in a row, whatever. I actually think they're starting to come together a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, I think, and really, I'm excited about DeAnthony Melton, who is a Voorhees, New Jersey resident. By the way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean. But I'm excited about DeAnthony Melton. But I mean, I hear what you're saying though. But I thought they've been playing better though. I thought it's like some of the like Paul Reed, right? People love B-ball Paul, right? And I'm like, I thought it was like, why do they love this? But he's like a young, like, shorter version of Theo Ratliff a little bit to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think they could do something. I think it all depends on James, though. You know what I'm saying? Because James, to me, doesn't show up in big moments. So I think it all depends on him. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's like, I was thinking about the same thing, too. They had ran off like 7 or 8 games in a row. And I was happy about that, being a Sixers fan. But I think it's just, for me, like that bigger picture. When I look at the teams at the top of the East, like Boston, who like they pretty much just own us right now. Milwaukee, The Brooklyn Nets are coming on right now. They had a big win against the Pelicans the other night. So it's just like as much as I want to be that optimistic guy and just be like, yeah, we're gonna win it all. The realistic in me is just like, I'm hoping for the best, but I just don't see it coming. I know they'll do good in the regular season, and they'll put up runs where they win 8-9 games in a row, but then they'll just be that frustrating loss that'll just push me over the edge when they lose to, like, I don't know.
They're definitely not winning the title, though. Let's. I want to be clear there. They have to at least try to get out the second round. So if they can do that, then I think, or at least make it to the second round. Like, that's like the bare minimum. But you got to get out the second round.
Yeah, absolutely. And
if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'll consider that a successful season.
That's a success.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know there was a comment here, Sean, and maybe I get your thoughts, and Coach, you get your thoughts on this first, actually, about a lot of hate on the comment of, at what point do you consider trading Embiid? If not, it would be the process 2.0.
Oh, gosh. I love Embiid.
I don't think you can trade Embiid because if you're like you said, if you're trading Embiid, like all the trades now that happen, you don't get the superstar for superstar trade anymore.
Right.
So if you're trading Embiid, we're just starting over. Because really, in reality, if you're trading Embiid, then you might as well trade Mr. Untradeable. You might as well trade everybody because nobody's going to fit the timeline that you're going to be on from there.
Right.
So it's kind of like a lot of these teams are doing. Like if you're going to start over, you got to start over.
Right.
So I mean, I don't think you trade Embiid, and I don't think Embiid's the problem. I mean, you have a generational talent. Like, he's an MVP candidate every year. The problem is what you're putting around him.
Exactly.
So you can win with Embiid if you're putting shooters and another scorer around him.
Right.
And I think that's where we kind of made the mistake. When we had the Reddicks, the Bellinellis, all of that. Yeah. That team wasn't going to win, but you could have built off of that team and kept that same kind of format to win. Yeah. But when we start going away, and then I think the next year we had Al Horford, and it's like, what are we like? Yeah. We just went the wrong way.
Sean, just Mr. Untradeable. If you've watched some other episodes, was Tyrese Maxey, and there was a lot of debate over the time of whether you could trade Maxey or not.
Yeah, I like Maxey, but when you're that, I'll go back to what he just said. That was the formula right there, and then they just went away with having the Reddicks and the Bellinellis. If they could have stuck with that, I feel like they'd be a lot farther along. What did you guys think about Malcolm Brogdon? I thought they should have picked him up. He's been doing pretty good. I forget what his average is this year he's in Indiana, I believe.
No, he's in Boston.
Boston now.
Yeah, but you know what? I thought that he would be significant for them, but he's been okay. I don't know. I do want to comment on the shooting, though. I do think I agree with you, Coach. I actually think that we are one shooter away because Niang is okay.
Well,
Niang is better than Mike Scott. Right?
Yeah.
So, he's better than Mike Scott, but he's like a decent shooter off the bench.
But I think they're two different players, though, too.
Well, their roles were supposed to be the same.
Similar.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But I think here's what I think the problem is. We may be like one of those, that shooter we're away is a starter, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Like, I think either Tobias or PJ Tucker needs to be that guy, and they're not that guy, and they're not bad at what they do,
right?
But I just don't think you can have both of them,
right,
starting.
But Tobias is too small. See, I in some ways I like Tobias at the 4, but he's too small at the 4 sometimes. I think. So they have him. He's at the 3 now, right? He's at 3, or switching back and forth with PJ, right?
Matchups, yeah,
or whatever. I don't know. And Tobias J is not always
that's what I think
consistent. It's not always consistent. Now it's better. And tell me, I mean, correct me, because we Sixers fans in here, right? So when he was, I'm an all-star. How come he's not saying it this year? I think he's actually playing really well this year. Is he playing well this year than more than he was the year that he said he was an all-star?
I think he was more of a force the year he was an all-star.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't an all-star. But I mean, but the way he was saying that, right?
He was saying.
I think the numbers are a little better this year, and like it may, but I don't think that he's having that same impact on the game when he did say I'm an all-star.
I think quiet as kept. I think Tobias is having a great year. I think if you could trade him, I would trade his behind now.
No, he's not having a better year. He's only averaging 16. That year he was averaging close to 20.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, maybe so. Then I don't know. It just seems like I feel like he's been playing really well, particularly when they were injured. You know what I'm saying? I thought he played very well.
And that's where I think if egos weren't an issue, if you could just coach NBA guys like you'd want to coach them,
right,
you'd have them coming off the bench.
Wow.
So who would you be having hit?
I don't even know. We don't have that guy.
I haven't.
We don't even have. Okay, I see what you're saying.
But my point is then if he's coming off the bench, now he's with that second unit and just go score.
Yeah.
Just go score.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, like you said, when everybody was hurt and he could just, we need you to score, he played really well.
Yeah. If we could have did something. Now, if there was ever any talks, because I think the Knicks messed up, even though I love Jalen Brunson. Okay, I do. I think he's prime time. I didn't even know that first of all, you know what I had to really sit back and think about, like, yo, he's doing this on Broadway. Yeah, that's big time. You know what I'm saying? That's big time. But you know what? What would they have done if they had got Donovan Mitchell? And could the Sixers have traded Maxey for Donovan Mitchell? I'd have probably did that.
Wow.
I'd have did that.
Wow.
I'd have did that.
We don't have the breaking news sounder?
What was that, Sean?
I definitely would have got Donovan Mitchell. But
for Maxey?
I don't know.
Okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, just make
sure.
Yeah. But to go back to Tobias, what do y'all think about like his aggression, like as far as like demanding the ball? Like I know you got Embiid, who's your first option, and then Harden. But a lot of times I wish that Tobias would just be, a little bit more aggressive and demanding the ball and, getting his, you know what I mean? So he could be that, like, that stud, that legit third option, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, and we everybody complains about Tobias all the time. And Tobias is like, he's a really, really good player.
He really is.
I just think he doesn't know his role, or he's not comfortable in his role. He doesn't know when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive. He doesn't know when he's going to get the ball. He doesn't know when his shots are coming. And I think that puts him in a tough spot. And like we were saying, when Embiid was hurt, when Maxey was hurt, and he knew, all right, I'm the guy, he performed well. And I think I think that's kind of on Doc to kind of figure out, like, you got to make this guy comfortable in his role where he knows where he's getting his shots.
Yeah.
I'll get like matchups where like he'll have like a smaller defender on him and he'll begin to back him down. And like that's one of the roles that I like in him offensively when he can. I remember that Toronto series when he kept getting Van Fleet on him. Yep. And he was backing Van Fleet down and he was getting those little turnaround jumpers and it was just money. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was like, I wish I could see more of that, but I agree with you. Like he doesn't really know what his role is.
See, the problem is that you're right. He was bullying Van Fleet, who I do like, Van Fleet.
I love Van Fleet.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I love him because I feel like you really shouldn't be out here, but you out here getting busy.
He's undersized, good story.
You know what I'm saying? But, but it's the problems is when he goes against those good defenders, maybe like a Kawhi Leonard or those type of things. And you could tell it's like, yeah, Tobias is about to mess this up. Or you could actually sit there and watch the game, right? You could see Tobias running down the court on a fast break. And you're automatically going to know. For Tobias, he's either going to fumble the ball, he's going to do some BS layup that's going to clang off the rim. It's not going to score 2 points. You can actually sit there and look at it because it's like, I don't understand. So that to me, I think you're right. He needs to be more aggressive, but I don't really think that. I think he's probably that 16 to 20 guy all the time.
Yeah,
That's just him, which is very good.
Yeah.
In the NBA. I mean, that's That's extremely well. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. We'll see, man. That's my Sixers, man.
Absolutely. So, Sean, before we let you go too, and I will get into this just for a few minutes. Your thought on the Eagles and where they at and what's your expectations? And Jalen Hurts returning today.
Is he?
That's what they say.
I think he's going to play. It's definitely been a little bit of a panic button that I pushed, but not so much really. But I'm happy about today. I feel like today is that playoff game before the playoffs. They know they got to get a win. It's pretty much a must. I know it's not technically a must win, but it's a must win if they want to get the number 1 seed. So they're going to have all types of sense of urgency, and if you can jump out quick on the Giants, they will pull their starters. I know I don't know if anything's changed, but I heard Dayball say that he's going to play his starters. But if they can get out to a quick start, trust and believe, they'll pull them and try to make it home.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually think it doesn't matter if the Giants play their starters or not. And then again, I'm a New York fan. I'm a New York Giant fan. But the Eagles already spanked the living mess out of them. They already beat them down already. So, even if their starters do play, the Eagles will win this game. It's the bottom line, you know what I'm saying? But because the Eagles are a better team, you know what I'm saying? Giants, listen, do we do this as a moral victory because you made the playoffs? Absolutely. Because I still don't believe in Danny Dimes, you know what I'm saying? But hey, they made the playoffs.
Wild card Giants are a dangerous team.
Yeah, not Danny Dimes, not this team. That wild card Giants team. I believe Plax was on that team. Yeah, Burris. You had some dogs over them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see that dog in the Giants just yet. Like Dayball is, he's doing good, but I don't know if he's Tom Coughlin yet, or is he still like Ben McAdoo?
Remember the Coughlin face? I was like, the confused face.
That's right. But Coughlin got to it. Coughlin got to it. You know what I mean? And shout out Doug Peterson, though.
I did. Shout out
Doug Peterson. You know what I'm saying? Hall of Fame coach? Eagle Hall of Fame coach?
Oh, yeah. He's definitely Eagles Hall of Fame coach.
Okay. Absolutely.
So, I see. Now, but you said.
Best coach in Eagles history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And along with Nicky Foles as one of the greatest quarterbacks in the Eagle history.
See, so I'm going to ask your opinion, Sean. I still actually think Andy Reid's the greatest coach in Eagles history.
Oh boy, that's a tough one for me. I'm gonna go with Dougie P because that Super Bowl, I was at that parade, man. I was at that parade.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen anything like that in my life, and it was like a unicorn for Philly fans. That's never gonna happen, like that Super Bowl. But when it finally did. Once you do that for me, in my book, I think you're the greatest of all time. I felt like he still got done dirty a little bit. I felt like if you're a Super Bowl winning coach, you should have a little bit more of a leash to kind of do, the things that you want to do. But you're saying it now. He was able to take the worst team in the NFL to now a playoff team.
Well, you didn't like him though. Remember, you didn't really care for him, right?
No, I didn't at the time. No.
Oh, you like him now?
He was struggling. I always have a soft spot for him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
But,
I didn't know. How about you? How about Carson?
Oh my God.
How about Carson, Sean? Were you a Carson fan at one time?
I definitely was a Carson fan, but I feel like you have the right to change your opinion as you begin to see, things unfold in front of you.
Y'all are definitely.
He fell off. He fell off major. The way he held the ball and just tried to extend plays.
Time out, Sean. I think every Eagles fan at the time became a Carson Wentz fan. A majority of us did.
Of course, because he's on the team.
That's what, I'm just saying.
But I agree with like Sean said.
You're talking about after the injury, after
right
after that Clowney hit, the year after that, it seemed like he fell off. The way he extended plays, just the turnovers, the fumbles, he became Danny Dimes. Always fumbling the ball.
Yeah,
extending plays way too long, making throws in the coverages that he should be making, and you've seen it this year. How many sacks did we get on him when we played him? 8 sacks.
Sean, when did you start to change your tune on Carson? This is the most important
question. That's the big question.
This is the most important question.
Yeah, and listen, before you answer that, Sean, no, I just want to interject. I got a little angry for a second because listen, as much as I can disrespect the Giants. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I can disrespect the Giants, but I still feel some type of way when somebody else is disrespecting them, man. You know what I mean?
I can talk about my family.
I'll give you this. My wife is from Brooklyn, so my wife is a Giants fan. So anytime I can get a shot in, I gotta do it.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, no. So what was the question? Repeat. I'm sorry. Repeat the question again.
When did you change your tune? Like you said, you're allowed to change your opinion on a player. When did you change your opinion?
It was that I can't remember like specifically, but it was one of those typical games that he's been having where he's holding the ball, and I think of the Dallas game where he was scrambling, and then
Which season are we looking here?
I forget which season that was. I'll be honest with you, but it was Trayvon Diggs was still on the team.
Was it pre Jalen Hurts on the team? Was it the season Jalen Hurts was on the team?
I think it was the season that Jalen Hurts was on the team, the season where he got benched.
That's fair.
And,
That's fair.
That's
fair.
fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
I was calling for them to go a different direction at that time.
That's fair.
I felt like I had given him every opportunity. Like I used every excuse for him. It was like, okay, first is the ACL, coming off the ACL, give the guy some time, and then it was the Clowney hit where he came off of a concussion. Like, how do you expect him to play, when he can't see? So I felt like I kind of, defended him as much as I could, but at some point, the proof is in the pudding when you see it. Washington just benched him again.
So you do not own an Indianapolis Carson Wentz jersey?
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yo, listen. I'll be honest with you. I actually think the Eagles would have won another Super Bowl if they had went with Foles. And I think deep down, a lot of fans kind of feel that way.
I don't think that.
I'm just saying.
You see when
He came to the rescue twice.
Foles is terrible. Foles is like reliable.
Yeah, see.
Randy
falls for the trap all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's what you always say, Jay. You always say the tape. The tape's not out on him.
Yeah.
So when he went somewhere, go ahead, Sean.
But I kind of agree with him. Like he might have got them a second championship. Like that drop pass in the Saints game, Alshon Jeffrey. Who knows what would have happened? He just dropped it and then went right into the guy's hands, and that was the end of the game. But he was driving. They was probably going to take the lead.
Nicky Magic, baby.
But if he had started that entire season, I'm saying they're not in that position because when the tape's out on you and we can kind of we know what you're going to do.
Okay.
I think he might be the best backup. Besides Steve Young, the best backup in NFL history.
Yeah.
Like he did his job perfectly. Yeah. But I think it's one of those things where he comes in if he's a starter full time, but just come in and save the day.
I actually think he goes down as one of the greatest Philadelphia quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. If not number one.
But no, he's not number one.
I think so.
No, Donovan's still the best Eagles quarterback.
Listen, the one call, Philly. That solidified him.
I don't know.
What one call in that moment?
Emotional. You're emotional.
Now, one Sean, call in that moment. Come on, man.
Now, Sean, listen. We got to start wrapping up our show a little bit here. I always say we always do our final thought on the show. So before I let you go, give me your final thought, prediction for today, and prediction for the Eagles season.
I'm gonna say they win today. I'm gonna give you a weird number. I'll say like 29-12. Okay. And then I feel like, it's gonna be tough, but I feel like they can at least make it to the Super Bowl. And then after that, it's a coin toss, because you know how that game can go.
Yeah. What's your what's your minimum expectation for them?
They got to at least make it to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Okay. All right.
After you win, I'm going to assume they win today, but when you win 14 games and you got the number 1 seed, you got to at least make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. Coach Jay, any other final thoughts for Sean?
No, listen, man. Hey, listen, good luck to, like I said, much respect, and that's even after you made that comment about the New York thing, man. But much respect to you and all that you do, sincerely, honestly. Like I said, that life-saving work that you're doing is always appreciated, even if I'm sure there's times you feel underappreciated or even times that you even feel overwhelmed. I'm just going to say, like, congratulations to you, and we, applaud you. With that being said, I'm also going to say that I think the Eagles do make the Super Bowl, but I think if they don't make it, I don't think it's a dud, though. You know what I'm saying? I think that nobody expected the Eagles to be in this position. Nobody gave Jalen Hurts a chance. All Jalen has to do is win one game. If you win one game, then I think the season is a success. And the reason why I say that is because really, people are still waiting to see, are you better than Carson?
No. I mean, that's put to bed.
It's not put to bed. You think it is? It's not. Because I guarantee you, if they lose in the first round, that will be your argument. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's if he's better than Carson. I think is he a elite quarterback?
Elite quarterback,
yeah,
right? So it's all. I think it's all engulfed in that. You know what I'm saying? They have to win one. They have to win one. You know what I'm saying?
Coach, and
let me just say, I want to say a shout out though. Shout out to the Penns Grove man. Shout out to the Penns Grove basketball team, man. We went 2-0 yesterday. Good victory. You can see the team starting to gel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Great coaches working together. So shout out to everybody that's on the coaching staff. Just a real good, environment. I'm learning a lot, man. So what I mean, just wanted to shout them out too. Good victory.
All right, well, all right. Well, I'll get your final thought. Don't worry.
I'm
just giving Sean's final thought.
Okay.
That's okay.
I told everybody you will put them sneakers on, man. You know.
Anything you want?
No, I got nothing for Sean. Sean, thank you for all you do. Great guest on the show. Appreciate having you.
Yeah, man. Good to see you. Good to catch up with you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all. Oh, Randy, are you still a baseball coach for Camden High?
Yes.
Shout out to you, man. That's my mom and dad's alumni. They graduated from Camden High in 1977.
Okay.
I was born in Camden, but I moved out at a young age for obvious reasons. Moved out when I was 8 years old, but always kept the connection with my roots. And I really feel like you're doing a lot of amazing things for the city of Camden, especially with young men who need role models. So I really appreciate you doing that, man. It's not enough people, and all three of you, honestly, all three of you. I respect all three of you as men, and I appreciate everything that you guys are doing.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that a lot, man. So, all right, man. But listen, catch up with you down the road, and go Birds, and good luck, and good to see you, man.
Take care, guys. Take care.
Take it easy.
Bye.
There you go. I mean, it was pretty awesome dude, Sean. I got a chance to work with him for a while, and all that he did. So, real quick, now we get into your final thought, Jay. And
all right, so back to shout out to the shout out to the Penns Grove basketball team. Like, you could see things starting to come together. Like, we're a young team, and just starting to come together, man. So just excited for that, and you can see the coaches. And I'm not, I'm part of the team too or whatever, but I'm kind of, my man told me, he said he almost like a Swiss Army knife a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You do a little bit, the knife they always had you were a blade, and I'm sharp as a blade, but I also had the bottle opener. You know what I'm saying? I had the nail file. So I do a little variety of things, you know what I'm saying? So, but you can see everything kind of coming together, and it's just it's a good feeling to be a part of, man. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful for watching great coaches and just observing them and learning from them and stuff like that. And it's just a great thing, man. So shout out to them. You know what I'm saying?
So how about you, Coach? How's the team been doing?
That's a loaded question. We're 6-2.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are killing it.
But if you would ask me today, we're awful. We blew a 20-point lead yesterday.
Wow.
To a team that we had no business losing to.
Who y'all lost? Your mama?
Lower Cape May. I mean, they're 8-0.
Oh wow. Okay.
But we shouldn't have lost the game.
On the road or at home?
It was in a showcase down at Holy Spirit.
What's Holy Spirit at?
Absecon.
Oh wow, it was down there.
So it was like a home game for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
okay.
But no, I mean, we're doing okay, and it's like I said, we're 6-2, and we haven't played well. So
Sure.
that's a positive
That's a great thing. Yeah, absolutely.
If we can kind of turn the corner and get everybody on the same page. Yeah. But it's just the growing pains of working with kids. You never know who's going to show up. You never know what kid you're getting. You never know whose girlfriend's mad at him. You don't know whose parents yelled at him before they got on the bus. So that's what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
Big part of being a coach is managing personalities and emotions.
Yeah.
So
yo, shout out Jen Demby too. I want to shout her out, Jen Demby, and I think Coach, I think you met her one time because I think we played in the backyard one time. You know what I'm saying? I think you were here. But yo, shout out. She did a coaching. I'm not gonna say the moves that she did, but she did a coaching move that was kind of similar to like a Coach Carter type of move. That I thought that, hey, listen, you know what? Coaching sometimes they get bad. Bad raps, you know what I'm saying? Because, parents always see things one way. So the parent is always the main coach, right? But then you have the other coach who sometimes they have the emotional connection, but not necessarily like the parent. So they're doing things their way or whatever. And she's just all about just trying to empower and improve her team or whatever. And she did a move that is beneficial for building the children's resiliency a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, it may not be the most favorable move that she made or whatever, but in the long run, you know what I'm saying, it's better for the kid or whatever. And I just think that, that was just she just deserved this shout out from me because I was very, very just impressed by the move that she did.
Absolutely. Well, all right. Well, with that said, I guess we got our frontrunnerNewJersey.com. That was our frontrunnerNewJersey.com final thought of the day.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So
shout out to Front Runner New Jersey. I haven't dropped it yet, but and actually, wow, isn't this for my wow? Shout out Jen Demby. We got 2 minutes. Shout out Jen Demby again because she was the one that actually sent me. They did a story on me.
What?
Yeah, I haven't shared it yet though. I'm really funny about sharing things, man, because I like to always be humble. So I don't want to be celebrated.
So yeah,
I don't like to be celebrated like that. Not out of because I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't have confidence with that, but it's more like, I just don't want to get caught up in, because some people they get egotistical with things, and I don't ever want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to even think that about me. But you did a story for me, so we definitely got to shout that out, man. It was a phenomenal story, and I'd be lying and say that when she sent it to me, I actually shedded some tears a little bit.
Did you know they were doing it?
Oh yeah, I know because I had the interview, but I didn't know it dropped. It dropped like 6-7 days ago. I didn't even know that.
We're gonna have to find it. So, with that said, of course, follow frontrunnerNewJersey.com. They are a sponsor of the Let's Get It show. And also follow them on Twitter. They have a good Instagram, good Facebook, a lot of great stuff for the communities and the minority communities within the area in South Jersey. Mm-hmm. Big shout out. Great stuff for them. Always good stuff going on. Coach, give me your prediction for the score today.
28-24 Eagles victory.
Okay. Jay?
40-14.
40-14. Okay, so Jalen
Hurts comes out banging.
Okay. All right.
Giants barely even score, man. They score like in the end when the Eagles take their starters out.
Gotcha. All right. I'm going 31-19. Eagles win.
You got it close.
Yeah, 31-19 Eagles win. I think the Giants actually are with the Eagles for a good part of the game.
All right.
I think it's also a must win for the Birds. With that said, we appreciate everybody watching. Again, the support on Facebook, on Twitter. Where I know it may not seem big. We're only 50 followers away from hitting that 1,000 mark on Facebook. It's always fun to see that 1K. Mm-hmm. So continue to give us the support for Coach, for Jay. Appreciate you guys watching, and we will catch you next time.